Hello and welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is a reading for Aquarius. If Aquarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, and consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. Okay? And remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And there's a 10 of Wands. Let's put that into some context. It's very strong energy. We're going to use our Dove and Serpent spread. And as I do this, as always, if there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Finishing up Path of the Serpent here. Wow. Wow, this is a lot. There's a lot going on here. Okay, we're going to do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're using the Waite-Smith deck. And this is just one simple card that we set aside. Our froggy friend is going to hang on to that one for us. We're not going to look at it until the end of the reading, and hopefully it will tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. So let's see, we've got major, 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 we've got major, we've got some fire, some earth, some air, some water, some air. Fairly balanced, I think. I would like to see a little bit more of the earth energy. I think that is just a little bit lacking, but I think that's why we have this Knight of Discs right here, crossing everything, right? This is kind of the card that's on top of all of this, and it's you. I think you need to be on top of this, all right? I think these cards have a lot to tell you, and I think that you might want to get out a pen and paper and take some notes, right? Because there's, it feels like some instructions. It feels like a lot of data, a lot of information that you need to really implement, or at least consider, right? But this is the card of action, okay? The Knight of Pentacles. This is someone who can take the fire directly to earth. Okay, you can take the inspiration, the idea, the fire, the creativity, the ambition, the confidence, straight to action, right? Maybe that's because you've done all of the air and water and fire kind of work beforehand. And now once you get that fire, it's just action, right? You know what you need to do and you're able to do it. But this card is also subject to a 10 of Wands here. The Knights, the fire of earth, right? The Knight of Pentacles is a very strong and energetic card, has just a burst of manifesting action, right? A burst of physical activity. But it may not last long. It may be kind of quickly exhausted. That's because it's so intense to begin with, right? It's like an eruption of activity that doesn't last for a while before all of that pressure is released and things cool down, right? So I feel like the 10 of Wands is saying, look, pace yourself. Whatever you're doing right now, slow down a little bit. Okay, you're going to wear yourself out. Maybe physically, maybe spiritually, maybe in terms of your creativity, your enthusiasm is going to really kind of wane if you just dive in so far with this, so intensely, right off the bat, right out of the gate, that sooner rather than later, you're going to get kind of bored with it. You're going to run out of steam, run out of energy, run out of creativity. It's going to be too much. You're going to be exhausted from it. So if we slow down a little bit, pace ourselves, then I think you have a higher chance of making it all the way to the end of whatever you're doing, right? If it's a marathon, don't start sprinting right away. You're not going to get there, right? You got to Pace yourself. Go slow. Maybe have little sprints here and there, and then you kind of slow down again or walk. I would probably walk. But that's just me. I'm not a big runner. I would like to be, though. So that's the Ten of Wands here, is that message to just kind of slow your pace. Okay? Dial it back a little bit, because you could exhaust yourself here before you get to the goal that you are seeking, whatever it may be. All right? The next card that we should probably talk about is the Ten of Swords. We had Ten of Wands, we had Ten of Swords. This is saying to pull back from this communication that you're in. Whatever this kind of hectic or confusing relationship that you have, I feel like there's either some wires are getting crossed, there's some miscommunications, or it's just you're not on the same page with someone, right? It's like you're maybe trying too hard to keep this connection or this communication going. It's almost like neither of you will hang up the phone, even though there's really nothing left to say, or you just keep arguing, or you're just so tired that it's just like nonsense in the conversation, right? So this card's kind of saying, look, it might be time to hang up the phone for a minute, okay? Because whatever this conversation is, whatever this dynamic or this relationship is, it's too much. Right, it's gone beyond the point of being productive. Now it is just kind of like nonsense, just speaking in tongues and we don't understand. Okay, whatever that relationship is. The good news here, I was going to wait, but the good news with this relationship, whatever this Ten of Swords is representing, I feel like down the road in a little while, I'm not sure. Excuse me. My chest and throat has been terrible. I apologize for that. That's unprofessional of me. Anyway, the Ten of Swords eventually is going to be dialed back to the Six of Swords. That clarity, that understanding, that beauty in that conversation is going to be restored. Okay? You will understand each other again, and there will be resonance with this person. But right now, it's not there. Hang up the phone. Call them back. When you're feeling maybe more rested, when things have settled down a little bit, when the two of you might be better able to express your thoughts, okay? But that is coming. This is the real clarity here, right? A Six of Swords is all about the balance. It's about that really harmonious communication, right? About a real flow, a real resonance with that person. And I think that a little bit of time off the phone, metaphorically, is going to give you both time to really get clarity within yourself about how you're feeling, or about what you want, or about what your ideas and thoughts really are. And then when you call them back, you'll be able to express that, and so will they, and there'll be this harmony. Okay, so I wanted to let you know about that, because that's what we want. We want the Six of Swords. We don't want the Ten of Swords. So it might be time to end the phone call for now. Take a break from that energy. All right. I also feel we've got the Death card. Let's get this out of the way. There is, or was recently, the beginning. I think you just kind of maybe are starting this process of a major overhaul in your life. You could be just pulling away from your family, just kind of breaking off from your group of friends. You could be breaking away from the company that you were with, the business that you were running, or something like that. I feel like you're in this process of separating yourself from something. Or it could be someone, could be a relationship. It could be this relationship, I don't know. But I feel that there is this, you're in this process of letting go of something, right? Of kind of saying goodbye. But see, it's not a sorrowful goodbye, right? We say goodbye to one thing, we say hello to another, So it seems like this is the start of something great. This is the ending of something that you knew would eventually have an expiration date. It's something that was probably at the beginning meant to be temporary. right? You knew that it would eventually come to this point, and it's necessary for you to let go of that to turn and look at what's coming, which is really, really some nice stuff on the path of the serpent here when we get there. So remember that this was an important relationship, connection, business, agreement, a contract, whatever it was. It was important, it was meaningful, it was powerful, it really deeply affected you and affected your life, but it's run its course, and it's time to very warmly and fondly say goodbye and continue pushing forward with what you're doing, okay? At the top of the path of the dove, we see a 2 of cups. I wonder if you're in the mood for a new romance, right? I wonder if you are seeking out a new love connection. Now, maybe it's not with a person. Maybe it's not talking about a romantic love relationship. Maybe this is talking about finding your next passion, right? Finding the next meaning of your life, okay? Now, it could be a romance. It could be, all of this really could be together in one, right? And it feels to me like these are kind of disjointed a little bit, but there's still this connection between everything. Maybe we left an old relationship, we're trying to begin a new one, and we just need to get on the same page in this communication, but we're ready for this new love. We're ready for this connection, a deep spiritual sharing of this water energy. Okay? I feel like you have a lot of love to give, and whether you're putting that into your work, into your career, into your new business, your new passion project, whatever it might be. Maybe you're retired. Maybe this is your new kind of devotion, your new love. Maybe it is a person, right? Maybe you are looking to meet someone new. It could be. But I feel like this card being at the top of the path of the dove is something that you want, something that you are looking for, and it is coming into your life, okay? The next card on the path of the dove is the 9 of cups. This is real satisfaction, a real fulfillment. This card is saying, look, don't just try to satisfy like one set of desires. Don't just operate on the physical plane. Don't just think about your satisfying your physical needs, your physical desires, right? We have to think of the emotional, the intellectual, the spiritual planes as well. And I think with this card, this is an active card. It's talking about you pursuing your happiness, right? It's about you finding or producing or creating the abundance on every level of your being, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. So the card here is saying, look, don't just focus on one. Don't just look at your emotional life. You got to assess your physical life, your spiritual life. Where can you create abundance in all of those planes, on all of those levels of existence? Okay. You're not just a physical being. You're not just your emotions. You're not just your intellect. You are this kind of energy that surrounds all of that and encapsulates all of that, right? So this isn't like 3 separate beings. This is all you. And for real happiness, real fulfillment and satisfaction, which is what we're after with this card, we need to think of the different components of ourselves, the different aspects of our being, right? Your emotional needs, your physical needs, etc. That's what this card is talking about. So this card is saying to you, hey, check in with your emotional self. Are your needs being met? Physical, are your needs being met? Your intellectual pursuits, are you still learning? Are you growing? Are you reading books? Are you curious about things? Are you discovering new things? Check in with that. All right, check in with spirit to see if your needs are being met. Okay. And with these elements over here, which are fairly balanced, right? We've got the water, the fire, we've got the air, we've got a little bit of earth. And the earth really is you ready to implement all of these kinds of energies, you know. This is you ready to embody, because that's what the earth element does. It crystallizes and solidifies all of the other energies, right? And on a very basic level, your physical needs have to be met in order for you to take on the water and the air and the fire. You know? Speaking of fire, Path of the Serpent. Get ready for a major opportunity to appear before you. It could be something that you've been working toward. It could be something unexpected, though. But it's going to be a situation where you're going to really have to decide, right? This is the Judgment card. This is hearing that trumpet sound, and now you're on the spot. What do you do? Right? Really putting the spotlight on you. You have to make a decision. Are you going through this doorway? If you do, the door is going to shut behind you. There's no going back. So whatever is coming, whatever you might be working toward in your life, whatever's going on with you, there's going to be a moment where there's no turning back. It's kind of the point of no return. Right? And to me, it looks like it's leading to some very good things. But it's still your decision if you're ready to go through that, to pass that point of no return. Okay? I think it's approaching fast. Right? So maybe once we focus on this Path of the Dove energy, that's when this doorway will appear. Right? It's kind of magical portal. It's through the alignment of these elemental energies that we create the kind of perfected vessel for spirit, right? And I think that's what is kind of being suggested here, that this is the next phase of your spiritual evolution. And there's no going back. Once you make this connection, once you go through this portal, this wormhole, this doorway, there's no going back. Point of no return. On the other side of that is this Six of Swords that we saw, and we connected this with the Ten of Swords, and perhaps this relationship, this communication with someone that wasn't going so well now, needs a little bit of time. Maybe time for you to do this self-work, to activate this doorway. On the other side of that doorway, you're going to understand yourself a lot better. You're going to have more of a centeredness, more of a communication with your inner self, with spirit. In this very harmonious and resonant Six of Swords type of energy. And this is going to allow you to communicate with this other person, but probably like with everybody on a new level, you know? Not that you're changing yourself so much, but you have a new insight into things. You've got a new awareness, right? Your consciousness is expanded in some way. Right? And this, I think, will create a more flowing energy exchange with other people. The communication, the dynamic between other people might change a little bit, might be a little bit more calm, a little bit more harmonious and mellow, you know? With this person in particular, but again, I think kind of with everyone. So this is really a card that says, look, you have to understand what you're all about before you go kind of asserting yourself in the world, right? You have to know where you stand on things. You have to know yourself before you can express yourself, before you can know others. You know, we have to know what's going on within. We have to find our center. Okay. Now the next card is this Capricorn energy, this Devil card. This is the card that we don't want, and this card is kind of maybe talking about a loss of control or about the temptation to lose ourselves in something, right? This is the creativity. This is the almost obsession with what we're doing. That feels like a loss of control, right? Because this devil energy just does, creates, just works, just goes. And this, I think, relates back to this Ten of Wands that we said in the beginning, was you got to dial that back a little bit. You know, you can't just start sprinting right away. But this is the Devil card. This card's just going to keep sprinting until it just kind of keels over. It doesn't know any limits. You know, there's nothing around it or within it to tell it, stop, slow down. So this is the temptation for you to try to fall back into your old ways of any of these energies. But we said we can't do that, right? The point of no return, we can't go back, right? It may feel like this is a possibility. You may feel this temptation to go back to your old ways, but in reality, this is an illusion, right? This is the devil, trying to trick you, trying to get you to chase this illusion, or trying to scare you away from your progress, right? It's the kind of the guardian of the threshold here, the guardian of this wheel of fortune. Your true destiny and future await you. Prosperity, happiness, expansion, faith, hope, trust, real rewards, right? Your amazing fate awaits you, being guarded by this beast, right? Being guarded by that devil. We've got to overcome that temptation, that illusion, that fear, right? That fear of whatever it might be. To get to this, to get to your expansive future. This is cosmic growth. This is infinite potential. This is really your life succeeding in every realm, in every aspect, every component of your life. Everything is being lifted up together, right? This is the success that you've been working toward. In whatever you've been working on, whatever is going on in your life, this is the best result we could ask for. This is positive change, harmonious change. This is really feeling like your destiny it's happening now, right? It's unfolding before you. We have to embrace these energies, activate these energies. We have to kind of perfect these elements. We have to intentionally choose spirit, to let spirit into our life. We have to overcome our fear. And the world is yours. The universe is yours. This destiny awaits you. This is really nice. Let's look at the mystery card, though. There's always a mystery. There's always an unknown factor in things like this. And this is maybe something that we didn't anticipate, right? So if we try to anticipate it, what could this really be? The only thing I can really think of is some negative style, some shadowy kind of air energy. Maybe a 3, maybe a 9 of swords. But this could be something positive. This could be the missing piece of the puzzle that we need to really activate this energy and really get things going. The final kind of green light for this Knight of Discs to start working. It's almost like, okay, the briefing is over. Now get out there and do it, right? Let's see what this card is. Well, it's a 6 of Cups. The 6 of Cups is a beautiful card. Now, it's interesting that we've got this, we've had the 10 of the 10, now we've got the 6 and another 6. If this was a 6 of Wands, it would have been more perfect, but still a 6, so that's good. Balance and harmony within our emotional life. So this is telling me that just as there's something in your communication here in this relationship, this dynamic with this person that needs a break, so that you can reestablish this kind of centeredness and this harmony in the relationship can develop, right? The same thing is telling me that in your emotional life, there is or was or has been some kind of turmoil. It's been an emotionally difficult maybe a few months for you. This card is saying that maybe if we can contain ourselves, right? Like in a cup, like contain it. Was my attempt at a pun, I think. If we can contain ourselves and this desire for this 2 of Cups, if we can kind of hold out for the perfect kind of thing, for what we want, not just kind of devil energy, not just being tempted into the first thing that comes along, but really hold out for what is going to have the most meaning for us, then we'll have the better chance of this harmony, this centeredness, right? This balance and resonance, just like we see with the 6 of Swords. We need to hang up the phone for a little while, resist the temptation to keep calling them, and then eventually we'll get this really harmonious and resonant communication. The same thing with the kind of emotional desires, your emotional body. We need to kind of maybe finish the work that we're doing over here with the Death card. Hang up that emotional telephone for a minute. Resist the temptation to just kind of attach ourselves to the very next thing that comes along. And then we can gain this centeredness, this kind of sense of being grounded and really being ready for that perfect connection. This is a 6 of Cups. This is about sharing what's within us. This is basically my love, my abundance, my joy, my sense of beauty and bliss appreciates that 3 of Cups in you, right? It's the 3 and the 3. So it's a sharing of someone who is kind of on the same page with us, but emotionally, spiritually. Someone who is kind of a spiritual reflection of ourselves in some ways, right? Has the same kind of heart that we do, right? And I think that, for some reason, is an important message for you right now because of whatever's going on in your life. I feel like this is what needs a lot of attention right now. And we didn't see that it was really too important. It seemed like it was equally important as everything else. But now there's a little bit of more emphasis on that this is what we're looking for. We're looking for the type of connection with someone, something that can say, my 3 of Cups loves and appreciates your 3 of Cups. Okay. Anyway, we're going to do an extended. If you want to watch the extended, just click up there. That'll give you access to all of the extended readings, not just for Aquarius, but for everyone. All of the signs, so you can watch all of your placements. You can cross-watch if you want. I want to thank you for being here. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. And thank you for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot.